Alright, Viking Conquest. Good evening, all of you everywhere. From your favorite brooding romantic hero and wild king of nowhere, welcome. You're tuning in now or later, thanks for joining me. Job in this advertisement. Smoke it if you got it. Right. Oh, that's terrible. Apologies. What's happening, man? Denise, how are you? Did you used to have a different screen name? Because I know most of my subscribers, but your name looks different. I don't recall your name. And welcome, hello. Too slow. Just coughing. I turned my mic off. If you're tuning in an hour later, thanks for kicking it. We're gonna die. The king will kill us all. I could change the way he looks. Round 5, we die. So give me a spear. Round 5, we die. Always. The number 5 hates me. Yep. Ah, fuck. What's he got? My hero. The king of my ancestors. Fought and died to put his young, spoiled, scrawny ass on the throne. Now I'm the king. I think we want a key lime pie. Bitchin'. Best horse in the world. 5-step gate. Coyote the Rich. Richest Viking in the land. We need to get them at war with Alba. So Alba will take back Dunbeatty, known by Scandinavians as Ekjelsbaki, or Sigurd's Hall, Cider Hall, Sigurd's Hall, Sigurd's Mound, so that we can then take it. Mr. Anselmo, what's shaking? Good to see you, dude. I saw you were playing Warcraft, I think. And I was about to stream. Good to see ya. We'll dedicate that tournament to her. Good to see you, dude. What's new and how are you? And how is your stream and how is your game? I don't get to catch you. I don't get to catch you. You're not on often. As in the winter. All right, so we got 2 buddy points. We're already fancy romancy. The love of our life, the flower for which we write poetry. The flower that misses the sun in the dead of winter is Svanhild Eystedson. Good stream, level 73, rock and roll, awesome. Oh, dude. What the? Man, that's serious, see? You see, these Twitch sensors are like the dictionary on your computer when it's learning what dialogue you use often, etc., spell check, etc. It's simple AI. So the AI in each channel, in each chat is learning. And so it held that because of the word foxy. Foxy. Listen, Mr. Anselmo, bro, you're just too foxy for the stream. You're just too foxy. Your chat's too foxy. My chat wanted to withhold foxy lady. Yeah. Because it's learning what's acceptable, you know, like what you set your, you know, light censoring, medium censoring, heavy censoring, and so your sensor learns your chat and what's okay. And now it knows that the word foxy is okay. Gracias, muchacho. That was foxy. Dude, that was foxy. Listen, from now on, whenever you come in the channel's just gonna get automatically foxy. I'm telling ya. Gracias. That was funny. I permitted the term foxy. It's silly. It's silly. Yeah, let's go to the hall. Right on. Yeah, it's good to see you too. Right on, man. I hope I get to catch you streaming again soon. Dude, you come on over. Come on over, man. Roll a joint. I'll smoke some for you. I could pack a ball. See this kid? Check him out. See Tucker over there? He's looking out the window. He's looking out the window. Yeah. Yep, he's kicking it. Tucker's kicking it. He abandoned my wheelchair tonight. He's doing great. He's chilling. He's sleeping on that old coffee box. Yeah, he's a good boy. He's one. He's one. He's looking out the window. There's a whole bunch of cats out there. There's neighborhood cats. And so he sits up on the coffee box. He's looking out in the front yard. And I put water out there for the neighborhood cats. And so the neighborhood cats come around. And they sit there and meow at each other and shit through the window. So he's sitting there looking out there at his lady cats. It's foxy lady cats. Smoke a nug in your honor. Yeah, he's chilling back there tonight, so I left the light on. I was gonna give him his own webcam. Don't mind me if I bust a bud. You wanna see something fun? Yeah, you do. So next year is the 200th anniversary of the founding of the very first permanent Norwegian settlement in the USA. Norway, Illinois. It used to be called Stavanger. We'll be going there soon. Yep. We'll be going there soon. I might even live stream from the Norway store. Go stock up on some lingonberry jam. Don't mind me while I bust a bud. How about some death, destruction, and greed? Yep. We're gonna defeat death, destruction, and greed one cup of coffee at a time. Where we going? Oh, that's where we're going. Holy shit.
Oh, look, just one thing.
Yes? We turn this off.
I had a cape with me on the ship. Or it's more like a cloak, actually, just without the buttons all the way down.
No way.
But anyway, I gave it to one of your colleagues who promised to return it when we reached our destination. So, I don't know. Maybe
Tucker's
you can ask around for me.
He's spoiled rotten and he's a peg. He's independent. Nope. Sometimes he's stuck up.
Nope.
But he likes to play.
Oh, there is.
He's like a little boy. Whose cape is it?
I'm the one who lent you my cape. That's my cape.
This is mine.
It's yours?
Yeah?
The Viking way.
Well, isn't that quite a coincidence if you and I happen to use the same tailor in Rome and have the same family crests? I doubt that quite strongly.
Well, that is the case.
Come on, not even you can believe that. And you're wearing it all wrong, it's getting dirty. You're wearing it like an amateur.
You don't like dirt.
No, who does?
Oh my god. Oh my god, those damn Vikings.
Excuse me?
Open your mouth. Don't bite. Whose cape is it? It's my cape.
Delicious coffee. Oh my god, I love that show.
with it.
Oh. That poor thrall. Mr. Anselmo, thanks for the friendly vibes. Deniza, welcome. That was fun. Rock and roll. Holy shit. Did we win? Shit, man, we won. We won that damn tournament. I think yesterday we got our asses kicked like 3 times. Yeah, we did. And so we gave the fancy romancy points to Thorin. Yeah. So I made a lot of changes today. I was working on this mod all day. Kicking it with you guys on Twitch, and if I was kicking it with you on your channel, thanks for the kind company. Stopped in on Itchy and Northern Wolf. Who else was I hanging out with today? Mr. Anselmo, you came on about the same time as me, I think. You were probably on a little longer. It's good to see you. Rock and roll. So how we said, this is a lordly playthrough. So I didn't start out as a blacksmith's son like I usually do. This is a lordly playthrough. And as a matter of fact, this is the first lordly playthrough that I've ever played, with the exception of Fire and Sword, but technically that's a different game. But we started out as a lordly playthrough because I just rebuilt a new version with graphics of my choice that have enhanced the frame rate, made the game faster, more streamable. And I'm also using Balance Mod 13. The last build that I put together of Viking Conquest, I was using Toxale's Armor Mod version 5, and I was using Balance Mod 12. This build, I built it on Balance Mod 13, and I used some community assets that Toxale sent me over the past 3 years. And then I Warlord polished everything, and so I overhauled everything, and I added a bunch of scripts too. Interactions with NPCs, we can do more. I also modded the heck out of the troop trees. I made the swords and the spears more powerful to do more damage. I got rid of mounted Vikings, so there are no mounted Vikings. I think I did. Maybe I didn't do that yet. Family trees are a work in progress, but I've changed quite a few family trees. For example, in my game, Princess Gita is automatically married to King Harold right off the bat because King Harold is King of Norway. And if he's King of Norway, then he's married to Princess Gita. As that romantic fairy tale of the founding of Norway goes. Yep. Conquer all of Norway and I will marry you. That's a pretty good founding of a country story, isn't it? And so he conquered all of Norway and married Gita and about 8 other women. Yep, and so she's married right off the bat. And so we've modded Gutorm, Uncle Gutorm, the king's uncle. And the king should have blonde hair. We'll change him a little bit. King Eric's the same. Coyote the Rich, Coyote and Augie, Coyote the Rich. Kettle, little switcheroony, took this guy, who should be Sigurd the Mighty, off of Orkneyar, and I moved him to Tungatagelavi, the birthplace of my people. And it's where we sprouted out of the ground. And so I put Kettle Flatneff there. He wasn't a major lord. He was not the Jarl of Rogaland at all. Ronvald Eistensen was. And so I took him out of the Danelaw, put him in Norway where he belongs as Lord of Rogaland, which was originally his home. It was his Jarl, it was his kingdom, and he joined forces with, he supported King Harold's ascent to the throne so that he could help him get his home back. Yeah, from his evil stepfather. Yep. And so Ronvald is where he should be. And Svanhild's not his daughter, Svanhild is his sister. And so I changed quite a few things. And I'll keep working on the family trees and that sort of thing. And it'll be mostly accurate. I can remember most of the family trees without having to look them up again. Awesome. And so we're at the feast. We're at war with Alba, our brooding romantic hero of the day. We're the Lord of Telemark. Harold Hrig was actually an expatriate. He was a rebel. He refused to bend the knee to King Harold. He actually fought against King Harold on the side of King Eric and on the side of Jarl Gandalf, along with his brother Had the Hard, and they were from Telemark, near Tunsberg. Love that Juan Valdez, man. He brings me that freaking coffee every freaking morning. Couple pots a day, keeps the narcolepsy away. Sorta. I got a shit ton of prisoners. Oh, so with this new build, our last campaign was at about 3,000 days. I was the king of the Irish Sea. This is a quick synopsis, quick look back at our last campaign over the last couple of years. We were the king of the Irish Sea. Our capital was Dunbarton. We owned the Isle of Man. We owned several of the major cities along the coasts of Ireland and Wales, right? We had 6 vassals. I had probably 600,000 coin between me and in my coffers. I was married, had 2 kids, had a dozen fiefs. And so we gave all that up because I continued my character and started a lordly playthrough. So we were given a fief, a little more renown. Okay, so we were granted a vassalage day 1. But I continued my character, and if you're familiar with my YouTube videos and YouTube, that you know that I usually do that. When I upgrade something or we get a new version of something and we can't continue our save game, I'll continue my character. But I have to rebuild relationships, I have to take over everything again, and that's cool. That's what gaming's all about, right? You find a game you love, shit, I'll play the shit out of this till the day I die. Rock and roll. So where are we at? We won the tournament. We dedicated it to Thorin, but we're not really romancing her. We want to marry Svanhild. We want to marry into Ronvald's family, and that's the family that my family fought under, way up north in Rogaland. And so that's cool. So we are kind of sort of free, and we're waiting for the marshal to do something, to muster the army. How's our inventory? Do I have a bunch of shit to sell? I do have a bunch of shit to sell. I have a bunch of prisoners too, but there's no ransom broker. And he's usually sitting down there on the left by the shipwright, but no joy. The merchants, yep. Where are they gonna spit us out at? We've got 1 ship We sold our little beat ass ship and we got this pine, Busa. So I can only take 100 men with me on the ocean, even though I can field about 160. Over by Edinburgh in the Danelaw, I've probably got about 20 or 30 troops sitting in a temporary camp. It's nothing fancy. It's like some priests, some warriors, not much, but I don't want to have to recruit them again. Let's get rid of this junk. And another thing that I want to do is I want to balance this cheap ass sword that I have. Let's see, this sword, what's he want? 786 for what, to make it heavy? You got a deal. Let's see, how about balanced? 2,000, yeah, it's gonna be worth it because that'll probably bump the chopping damage up to 35 or 36. But my sword's not very long. I need a sword that's longer. I need like a 99 length, like 100 length with like a 96 speed or 100 speed. So we're on the lookout for an Ulfbert sword, or we will have to track down a special blacksmith. Yeah, but I want that sword balanced. Let's get rid of some of this junk. Freaking bandits are everywhere. Most of this stuff, I think I picked through it already. And most of it's broken, battered, and shit. We scored a bunch of new, not new, but battered, broken, ragged Norse gambesons. So I gave my warband, my companions, a bunch of Norse gear so I can more easily identify them on the battlefield. As most of you notice, I don't usually use the head bobble IDs. I ID them by their kits. And so when I re-kit troops, right, because I may or may not re-kit some of these, I probably won't. I'll make some small changes. I've already made changes to the Ulfhedings. I've made changes to the Berserks. I gave them mail, so they now have mail. They're not running around with rags looking like they're freaking hobos on the battlefield wearing dead animals. All right? They're Berserks and Ulfhedings. They got badass chainmail. So now they got some bear chainmail. They got some wolf chainmail. So I made some changes like that. Some troops had some weapons that were ridiculous for them to have, like a wooden stick. Okay, and so I got rid of some of those cheap, weak, silly weapons that these troops, if they had a choice between a spear and a stick, they'd take the spear. So I got rid of the stick. But I didn't buff them up or give them anything special. I just removed stupid stuff. I didn't add anything. In the case of the Berserks and the Ulfhedens, I gave them armor as opposed to rags. I've also added Greenlanders. I've added Orkneyar. And so I've added some new Viking troops. And I've also modified the trees so that you can more easily access hornmen and priests and a host of other unique troops in the troop trees. And so I've modded troop trees like that, renamed a few troops, changed a few troops, added a few troops. So bitchin'. Rock and roll, rich sword, look at that sucker, it's a 40. 7,000, I really don't want to spend the dough, I just spent all that money on that. That's a 36, 95, 81, it's so short, but boy, I'd like to have that. I think I should get that. Yeah, I'd like to have that, I think it's worth it. And I'm going to give this to one of my companions. I'll have him balance that. That's going to cost me a lot. I'm losing a little bit of money every week. I'm not losing much. I've got some enterprises started. I've got one village. I got one fief that's in great shape. It's very prosperous, so I'm getting some good rents from Telemark. But we all know the deal. We want to make money, want to make more money. We want a bigger army. We got to take some real estate. And so that's the next thing on our plate, is getting a home of our own. We have a village, and that's groovy, and it's never going to get raided because we've got King Harold Fairhair cruising around Telemark all day long. But we need to get ourselves a fortress. We're at war with Alba, with the Picts, the Scoti, the Gales, right? We need to pick a fight with the enemy of our friends. So we need to pick a fight with Del Riata. We need to pick a fight with Mercia. We need to pick a fight with Wessex. We already did. We need to pick a fight with Mumain because they are the enemy of the kingdoms of Dublin. And we're playing Harold Rig. Harold Rig was a real deal Viking. Yeah, he wasn't a jarl or a lord who would absolutely take offense at being called Viking. King Harald Fairhair, for example, was one of the greatest Viking hunters in history. He was not a Viking himself. He was not a Viking chieftain. That word wasn't even in use at the time until King Harald kicked all of these people out of Norway. They became expatriates and they became the men of Vik. And they were always painted as monsters, Vikings, criminals, outlaws, pirates, Vikings. The men of Vik. So I'll buy that sword. It's going to cost us. We'll give that sword to our weakest warriors in the clan and our warband, and that's probably Brunhild. So we'll give her a good sword. And we're going to turn her into an archer. We need to get her a bow. I think she has a power draw of 4. So these are all 5s. I've got a power draw of 5. We've got nothing for her. We need to find her a different bow. She can't use those. But once she does get the skill, I'll kick her down my bow. She only needs a 5 for that. It's a 30, 95, 59. 62 on that speed. That's a better bow. It's 1 pound, 1.3 pounds. That's heavier. The damage is 30. Big deal. You're losing 3. You got chopping. 95, but that speed, that's the trip right there. 59, that speed. And that speed 62. That's fat. That's where it's at. He who shoots first lives longest. I have a power draw of 5. It's a pretty good chance I'll pop him in the noggin. But shit, that's a toss-up. You could take either one. That one's faster. But we need to find Brunhild a bow. I decided to put her points into archery this time around. I usually give her throwing. She usually starts out in the campaign with a few throwing skills, throwing points for throwing skills. But in this playthrough, she did not. It was my choice. She's low level. She has no skills. And so I'm building her up as an archer. And eventually she may be a mounted archer. We'll see. That balanced war spear, see, I fattened that up. 36 piercing. I didn't do nothing with the weight, nothing with the speed, nothing with the length. I only bumped up the damage on swords and spears, and I'll probably do that to axes as well, but not the big fat axes. That's a 45 chopping. That's pretty heavy duty. That doesn't need to be touched. But a lot of these smaller axes, the Say axes, those are all right. I mean, fuck, those would kill a man. You know, those are solid. A lot of these smaller axes, though, they're pretty weak. Yeah, they're pretty weak. I wouldn't want to get hit by that. Yeah, but the spears, I bumped the spears up. So the spears do more damage, the swords do more damage. I didn't touch the speed, I didn't touch the lengths. Nah, and I like to, I need a long sword. Let's see what he's going to charge us. Shit, I'm going to be broke as a joke. You win some, you lose some. Now what do we got? It does a 43, it's a 102, it's a 99. I'm solid. I'm going to be killing some enemies with that shit. We got 12,000 coin left. We need to make some money. Let's sell this junk. I couldn't pass up the sword. That's the first one I've seen. How much has he got? He's got 20,000 coin. Like I said, I think I've picked through this stuff. We're still looking for companions. I've also customized companions. And so we have real companions from history. We've even got Floki. Let's get rid of that. Somebody might need that. That's why I'm hanging on to it. Let's get rid of it. We got this tar to sell. We should make some good money off that ivory. We got that ivory up north for next to nothing. It was like 140 coin we got for that ivory. That iron, we didn't get paid shit for that. We got like 34, 35 coin for that. I knew we'd make like 300 on that. Soapstone, same deal. We got that soapstone for nothing. We got it up north in Hordaland. But we'll take it across the sea. We'll take it over to Jolly Old. We'll sell it over in Edinburgh, over in Bamborough. Yeah, we'll sell it over across the ocean, across the water. The North Sea, I should say. Rock and roll. And we've been saving up our toolkits. I've got 5 toolkits now. And man, those bitches are expensive. Those were like $250. Those are around $250 a piece. And I've collected plenty of timber. Just when I hit markets, I collected plenty of timber. Yeah, we're good on the grub, man. My troops are pigging out, man. They are chowing down everything in sight. Yeah, they are. But we have enough timber and we have enough toolkits, and we need to save up another 10,000. We need to save up another 10,000 so that we can build our temporary fort, so we can build a long fort. I want to build a long fort so that when I max out my troops, when my troops get to the highest tier and they can't be upgraded anymore, I put them in my long fort. And then once I get about 300 troops in reserve in my long fort, and since they're in a long fort and they're maxed out, they're their highest level they can get, so I throw them in the barracks, I'm only paying 50% for them because they're resting in a fortress. But once I get about 300 of them, then I have that reserve army so that when I go take a fortress, when I'm done taking a fortress, I'm going to lose a couple hundred men. I'm not going to have enough men to garrison the new fortress that I just conquered. But I've got my 300 top dog high tier troops, and it's going to take me about a year to build that up. Top dog troops just sitting in my long fort, then I can go grab those guys, take them to my new fortress, dump them in there. So I use the long fort as a training grounds because you can hire trainers to train recruits. And I've also changed the scripts and dialogues, the interaction with your fort captain, to where you can recruit. And so you can actually recruit at your long fort, throw recruits in the long fort, and then the trainer trains for you. So it's a very valuable asset to have in the game, is the fort. Right? Train up your troops, and then when the troops are trained up to about tier 2, I think, tier 2 or tier 3, then you go back to your long fort, grab the low level, newly trained, fresh recruits, and swap those out with your really high tier troops that you can't upgrade anymore. Stick them in the fort, save some money. They're going to start costing you, they're going to get killed, or you could put them in reserve and you got some badasses sitting in reserve that you can go throw in your new fortress. Because we all know that taking a fortress is one thing, but keeping a fortress is something entirely different. Rock and roll. Hope you guys had your BLTs this weekend. Like a Viking. And whatever you guys did this weekend, I hope you did it like a Viking. So what did you do like a Viking this weekend? And when you tell me what you did like a Viking, make sure you put like a Viking at the end of it. We'll play Viking Conquest like a Viking. So shit, yeah, that cost us. Now that tar didn't cost us shit. We'll probably get 353 for that tar. So we'll make 300 coin off that tar. That walrus ivy, we could get 700 for it. The iron, that's probably about what we'll get for that iron. That soapstone, we'll get about another 200 for that soapstone. Rock and roll. So let's go sell some junk. I'm keeping some things. Yeah, we'll give that to Brunheld. I'm keeping my troops down to 100 because my boat, my ship, my Busa, and Busas did exist. We have found them. Archaeologists have found Busas. Great big giant Viking ships to take 100 men to invade. But I only have a Busa. I have an old pine Busa. It's not ash, so I don't feel so bad. But ash is good. Ash is what Yggdrasil was made from. So we can only take 100 troops. That's what my whole spiel was about. Rock and roll. Mr. Anselmo, good to see you, pal. And please be safe wherever you may roam. If you're lurking, chilling, kicking it. Thanks for the kind vibes. All of you everywhere. Here she comes. She's pissed. I ate her potatoes. We gotta go on the warpath. The army's not doing shit. I can't think of anything else that we need to do. Shit, repair our ship. Rock and roll. That's my customized sail. You see that green? I gotta get rid of that green. I gotta figure out where it is. Make it invisible. Make it beige. So we got our one ship. I wish I could afford another one, but I can't. Yeah, we ain't got shit now, not after I bought that sword. So let's find out where our Uncle Guthorm is going to be going. Shit. He should be mustering the army. Right, shit. So that's what the feast was all about. Now, I'm not going to vote for Sigurd. That's a problem. Why? Because Sigurd's on an island. He's sitting up on Orkney. The Norse have a hard enough time getting from Norway to Scotland. Okay, so if he's going to muster the army up in the island of Orkney, we're never going to muster the army because they're never going to sail their ships up to the Orkneys and then back down into Scotland. The AI isn't smart enough. The AI is too stupid. I wish one of you badass mod devs had fixed that. Shit, I'm going to be voting for Uncle Guthorm. Uncle Guthorm. Yep. Tough shit, Sigurd. Guthorm will get us there. He'll get the job done. I have all kinds of faith in Sigurd, but not his location. If Sigurd's fortress was, say, Sel Rigmanade, then I'd say, yeah, let it be the, you know. And that's what we need to take. That's really what we need to take, because then our foot would totally be in the door, right? So if we had Norway, if we can take Sel Rigmanade, it would be much easier for the AI and all of our army in Norway to get from Tunsberg to Sel Rigmanade. It'd be a piece of cake. So that's why we really need to take that, focus on taking that. Our army will focus on usually taking Dunfoyther first. It'll try to take Dunfoyther first. And then if, this is Akilspaki, the Picts, the Gales, the Scoti, they call it Dunbeatty. Way up north we call it Akilspaki. Sigurd's How, Cider How. Sigurd's mound, his burial mound, is somewhere here in Dornoch County in Scotland. There's a great treasure. It's never been found. Right there. Maybe one of you guys will find it someday. That's a true Indiana Jones adventure. Sigurd the Mighty's treasure hoard. So, when the Kingdom of Dublin loses this, and they will lose it, Alba will take this back. They're going to have their pants down, and our army will try to take that. Okay, but like I was saying, if Sigurd is the marshal, our army's not going to get from Tunsberg all the way up to there and then all the way back down to this port. They'll disperse. The AI is too dumb. But our army will likely try to take Dunfoyther first because it's the closest. That's its rule of thumb. Then Dunbeatty if it's available. But that's stupid. So what we need to try to influence our army to do is to attack Sel Rigmanade. It's right there. It's a port. They're all in the ships. They hit Sel Rigmanade. They join the fight, do the siege. Seaborne assault. Seaborne attack is bitchin'. That seaborne attack, I've done this before, is freaking cool on this city. It's nuts. It's a little confusing because it's a bit of a maze. You're in the streets and fighting and shit. So that's what we're going to try to influence the marshal to take Sel Rigmanade. That's what we need to take. Nice port city. Might give us an opportunity at some point to make it ours. These bandit parties are freaking gigantic, and I'm trying to knock these suckers out when I can. Knock the bandits out, keep your country clean and free of the bandits, and you will continue to improve the commerce and the economies. And what is it, late night? I'm not fighting at night. You can't see a goddamn thing. Who's going after him? Coyote the Rich? We'll let Coyote expend his freaking troops. He's got 300 troops. Should we get some buddy points with him? Oh, Clute. Same goal as the last campaign. Our goal is to be king of the Irish Sea. We will have our own kingdom. Yeah, we'll be Vikings of the Irish Sea with our capital in Dunbritain, and we will rule all the coastal cities from the Isle of Man up to Dunbritain, including Rathkelter. Dublin, if the opportunity presents itself, we will take Dublin. Any of the coastal cities. But that's a ways from now. Our renown is still like 500, so we have a ways to go. We have 1,000 renown to gain. $60 troops, they're dead meat. This chair's getting too big, I'm shrinking. Shit, they're already done. They're done. They're already dead. Got one guy up there boxing a rock. Bandidos. Good to see you here as well, Coyote. Shit, I'm about full up on prisoners. Lord Ulrich, welcome. Thank you. What's happening, buddy? How you doing? Spearman, warrior. We'll take that warrior. Get rid of those footpads. Take that slave hunter. Spearman. These guys are worth more. Yeah, take these guys. Hey, Vamos, what's happening, buddy? How's things? What's new with you and how are you? Let's give Brunhild the sword. It is a pleasure going into battle with the fine Frisian noble like Rorik of Dorstad by my side. He has a warrior's heart even though it requires much more to learn the art of war. Though he may not be as fast on his feet as some, he knows the wisdom of holding together in a disciplined battle line. You showed good sense in bringing him into the shield wall. Prince Helgi of Sweden. That's who that is. Oh, I love that TV show. Cops. Cops. Bad boys, what you gonna do? Well, Lord Ulrich comes for you. Cops, America, Copa America. Bad boys. I will. If you tell me to, I will. If you tell me to, I will, man. I will. Just remind me. Look at this guy, he got away. I turned the music down, didn't I? I forgot to turn it back up. Argentina versus Colombia. I bet you that was a good game, huh? Oh, really? No shit. 0-0. Bet you that's a good game. Good goalkeeping. What's the most important word? The most important word in soccer history? Pele. Pele. Miami. Florida. In Florida. Miami, Florida. I need to sit back and chill, man. Tucker bailed. Yep, he took off. He's probably chowing. Gonna assemble the army. Where's our marshal? Jarl Guttorm. Let's see if we can influence him to take Sel Rigmanade. He's not at home. So you see, Guttorm, I gave him a wife. Gave him a wife. Gave him a daughter. So now we have more princesses to marry in Norway. In USA, Florida, Miami. Bad boys, what you gonna do? Miami Vice. Miami Vice. #1 show in Chicago. There he is. Let's go talk to Jarl Guttorm. Uncle Guttorm. This chair is so fucking uncomfortable. I lost so much weight. Now this chair's too big. I need to get fat again. Right. Got a 19 with him. We're almost buddies with him. Damn. He's gonna go for it. Let's see how long he listens. Man, if that's going to be in Miami, Florida, it's gonna be hot as hell down there. Right. We're on the move. We're gonna conquer Scotland. It's gonna be hot as hell, man. It's gonna be so hot. It's gonna be so hot. I'm in here in the nice AC. It's too hot outside. Florida's like super hot. It's hot as hell down there, man. I was in Florida 10 years ago and it was so hot there, I couldn't believe it. Those poor soccer players, man. It's gonna be so hot there. Fuck. Let's see what the king has to say. So we wait, but if he's gonna sit right there, we're just gonna rust in the city. We'll just rust in the city. Now what's he doing? He's bailing. He's gonna go muster the army back at his fortress. We'll stick with the marshal. We're only losing 300. It's not a big deal, but I don't have that much money. Yeah, I've got like 14,000 coin. I should have 44,000 coin. We're not losing too much. I've only got 100 troops. I got about 20 troops in reserve sitting in a temporary fortress over by Edinburgh and the Danelaw. We have enough coin to open up another enterprise, and that would set us up. That would put us in the green. If we opened up another brewery, I make pretty good money running breweries in Viking Conquest. I get pretty decent, consistent coin with breweries as opposed to wool or linen or flax or anything else, any other enterprises. I usually do breweries in this. Like I said, I get a good amount of coin. I think I'm getting between 300 and 600 on my breweries. Per brewery, something like that. We just looked at the budget. These ground textures I did from scratch. They're based off my fire and sword textures that I made, the ground textures. And I redid the trees, I reworked the trees. Toxali sent me these trees a long time ago, but I've since added shit to it and redone them and shaded them and everything. The ground textures I did myself from scratch. The fortresses I didn't do nothing to. These rock textures around the fortresses I did. Bitchin'. Attacking the long forts and attacking the bandito camps is the way to go to get early game. Good mail, good armor, good helmets. Take those quests. Now in my game, I have my game modded, so when I attack any bandit fortress, bandit lair, Viking long fort, I'm taking like 30 guys in with me. I'm not taking just 5 guys, I'm taking like 30. I'm taking a whole platoon to go in and freaking cut some heads. I noticed you couldn't hear the music on my VOD last night, so I adjusted the sound. Good, we're gonna attack something? Let's go. Let's hope he makes it across the sea, man. Let's attack Sel Rigmanade. Let's attack that port city. Now we can only take 100 troops. Hopefully there's a ransom broker in here so we can get rid of these prisoners. Now I can look down there to the bottom left next to that ship where the shipwright is. And we can see, we should be able to see if there's a ransom broker, and I don't see one. There should be 3 guys standing there, and there's not, there's 2. This green, I'm working on changing that. I want that beige. I want that looking like sand. I don't want that green sheen on it. Same with these rocks. You look a little brown and gray instead of so much mossy green. The weather up here, though, would create this kind of environment. Lots of moss, lots of mushrooms, lots of kale, spinach, cabbage, greens, cool season crops, 5-month crops. I think we were just in here. What do we have? Just the man I wanted to see. Yep, Severe Warriors. Yeah, I wanted to ask you a couple questions here, pal. Hey, Tuck. Thanks for joining us, buddy. He has commandeered the wheelie chair. Wheelie Life Philippines. Yep, that's what we're going to be doing a couple of years. Wheelie Life Philippines. If you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain, Wheelie Life Philippines. What I need to know, my friend, is about the eligible maidens. Highest moral standards, so we have to keep our honor up if we'd like to marry Thorin. What you got, Tuck? You gonna tear up that wheelchair, aren't you, pal? He likes to scratch the shit out of everything. Hey, buddy. Good morning, Tuck. Ingeborg loves to hunt and ride. That's just what I needed to know. Svanhild. She's ambitious. That's good. We already fought. We already won a tournament. We failed the tournament like 3 times trying to win her hand, to win her approval. Svanhild. You got last night on the stream. We got our asses handed to us in the tournament, but we just won a tournament. But we won a tournament. Finally, I think the 4th or 5th time we won a tournament, and we dedicated the tournament to Svanhild. So we got our foot in the door. And then she wanted us to bring her some jewelry, so we brought her some jewelry. And then we had to fight a duel of rivalry with King Egbert. And we defeated King Egbert in the duel. And so that's where we're at with, pardon me, with romancing Svanhild. And this is my Danheim soundtrack for, I've modded all the music. All the music is Danheim. And then I have another music mod that I made which has traditional 11th century Icelandic music. And then I have another music mod that's a mix of stuff. Yeah, that's more Pictish, more Celtic, more Dumnonian, more Welsh. Yeah. Yeah, Dumnonian playthrough soundtrack. So I can choose my soundtracks depending upon what campaign I'm playing in. Viking Conquest. Rock and roll. Thought I'd share. So much to say, so little time. And that's that. Now, I really, really need to learn a poem. But I can't. I need to learn a poem. Because we're following the army. The more people that the Marshal has accompanying him, I think it triggers, I'd like to think, I can't prove it, but I'd like to think that it triggers the other NPC lords to say, well shit, he's got all these guys joining him, we better join him too. That's what I'd like to imagine in my role play. But I can't ask him for a poem because it's going to take about 3 hours. We'll lose sight of the Navy. So gracias, muchacho. And there's no freaking ransom broker. That's a bummer. So let's scoot. How's our morale sitting? Our morale's very high. That's not too bad. We have all these prisoners. We need to get rid of them. Let's level these guys up. Standard bearers. I still got one standard bearer. These spearmen. Let's get those Vikings. Bitchin'. Let's take a look at our troops. Master archers. How many? I got 5. Another elite. Rock and roll. So who we got? Goatee, Hornman, Standard Bearer, Spearman, Companion Spearman, Sver, Greenlander, Orkneyar, Norse, Dane, Norse, Captain Ulfhedin, I gave them mail. Berserks, I gave them mail. Some Finn archers, we got 1 left. We had like 5 of them. These guys are dying like flies. Kick ass. Brunhild, I got a sword for her. Floki, the real Floki. Stepa Snortor from the Saga of Uhtred. Bodo, it's based on Bodo Elazar. Prince Ago. Warwick of Dorstad himself, and Prince Helgi of Sweden. Awesome. So let's scoot. In our little boat, it's called the Minnow. I hope he doesn't get out to the middle of the North Sea, turns around and goes home. He's done that a couple of times. Thor Hakland was a great berserk. He fought at the Battle of Staffersfjord. Modern day Stavanger. Did we lose him? We didn't lose him. Where's he going? Dude, where are you going? Go to Scotland. Go to Scotland. We attack these Swedish Vikings, we'll get all kinds of good loot. We'll get all kinds of good mail, swords. Yeah, attacking these guys. We'll get all kinds of good mail and everything for our companions. See if Guthorm's gonna chase these guys down. Shit, I gotta remember my ship controls. It's been so long since we played. He's got him. Let's get him. We can get some of that loot. I'll try not to steer off the edge of the ocean. Off the edge of the world, because we all know at this time the world was still flat. $32. We might get something out of it. Let's go, boys. Let me throw. Come on, let me throw. Probably it. They're already dead. They're already dead. Shh. Maybe we'll get to keep the ship. We'll be lucky if we do. Good to see you here, Harold. There is no greater fortune than the chance to show one's valor on the field of arms. Rock and roll, brother. Uncle Guthorm. Tuck's tearing through the house. It's like the Tasmanian devil. He is. He's freaking out. Sweet. Excellent. Just what we needed. And it's oak. It's a skeed. I think it's going to hold, what, 27, 55 men? I can't remember. But it's just what we need. We need that extra ship to hold another 50 men. That works. Kick ass. Let's take these guys. We'll take that chief. Take that veteran. Driver. Take that sailor. Awesome. 93. Vikingers. Get rid of these foot pads. Take this guy. Take this guy. See if we can recruit them. Ah, we got a helmet. We could use it. Yeah, we can use it. Somebody could use it. Fine battle that was, Warlord. See, fuck it. I told you. I told you these guys, they come over for tacos and BLTs. They know my name. I have to say, I greatly enjoy the company of Helgi. Prince Helgi is a fine commander of men. Alright, cool. Now what I need to do, before I forgot, give her a better sword. She's got a kick-ass short sword, but we'll give her a better sword right off the bat. She'll do some damage with that. We'll give this to somebody else. Her helmet. Good deal. She's still, yeah, I still gotta score her a bow that she can use, or she needs to level up. Tasmanian devil. Yeah, what's her, yeah, her archery skill. It's a 4. She needs a 5. I see plenty of 5 archery skill bows, but not a lot of 3s, not a lot of 4s. I guess it's just where we are, most likely. Rock and roll. We'll take those guys. We get another ship. Awesome. Just what we needed. So now we can take a full army. I think we can, yeah, we can field 155 troops. Now we can take 155 troops likely. Have to see what that skeed can take. I'm not using spearmen yet. Yeah, we'll keep that to infantry. Good deal. What's Floki rolling with? Sword. Yeah, he's good. He's fine with that sword. Tuck, are you freaking out? He's freaking out. Some good shoes. These are 6s, 11s, 9s. Let's see, who needs a good sword? Stamp, Helgi. What you got? Yeah, he's solid. He's good to go. Yep, he's good to go. Ego, what you got? He's solid. Bodo. He's good. Stay up a Snortor. We should give him a sword so he can, poor guy can defend himself. We'll take those spears and give them to somebody else. Anybody need any? Yeah, he's probably got, yeah, throwing spears, he's good. Bodo got skirmish javelins, yeah. 24, 24. We'll hang on to them, or we'll use them ourselves. Yeah. Nobody needs them. Brunhild can't use them. She can't use javelins either. So we'll just hang on to them. Rock and roll. Those spears. Take 55 men in that skeed. That's perfect. Fleet capacity 155, that's perfect. That's just what I can take. He's not besieging it. He might listen to us, we'll stick with him. If not, we're gonna have to go raiding. Yep, go pick some fights and make some enemies. Of the enemies of our friends. He's got the biggest army. Hey Talk, are you freaking out? Look at that 57 for that tar. You can turn it over for a good price. That iron's too expensive. Everything else we're good. Same old, same cats chilling. $12,000. You can take 155. How much? 6,000? Nope, I'll go recruiting. I'd go to Telemark and recruit. Still trying to influence Uncle Guthorm to attack Scotland. Alba, sell Rigmanade, take that port city. We'd be in good shape. We'd take that port city. Let's see if he does it. He's got 430 troops. And I'm going to take a bathroom break. And I'll share something fun with you guys. If you're chilling, lurking, tuning in an hour later, thanks for kicking it with me. I'll be back in just a few.
'Twas the night before Yule feast, when all through the hall Skadogango were creeping to come for us all. The wool socks were hung by the hearth full of straw. We knew that great Odin would soon come to call. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of Voluspa formed dreams in their heads. Mama in her jerkin and I in my mail had just settled down for the long winter's meal, when just outside the hall there arose such a clatter. I sprang from the hearth to see what was the matter. Away to the window of our hall I flew like an arrow. I threw open the door to look far and narrow. The moon on the ash and the new fallen snow gave the luster of midwinter to Midgard below, when what to my wondering eyes should appear but the All-Father himself upon his 8-legged Sleipnir. The cloaked old wanderer, one-eyed and solemn, I knew in a heartbeat it must be wise Odin. More rapid than ravens his children they came, and he bellowed and shouted and called them by name. Hail Thor, hail Bragi, hail Balder and Frey, hail Idun and Sif, Skadi and Freya. From the night they come all to the top of the hall, to frolic and feast below the ash trees so tall. With long frost that bore the midwinter's night, when met with the Jotun they surely would fight. And up to the hall top Sleipnir did fly, with a sack full of coal, wise Odin one-eyed. And then with a thunderclap I heard on the roof the pounding and pawing of 8 mighty hooves. As I drew in my sayax and was turning around, from the mists of Asgard Odin appeared without a sound. He was dressed in a cloak from his head to his foot, his hooded face covered with ashes and soot. A sack full of coal he had flung on his back. He appeared as a skald on the road, opening his pack. His one eye it twinkled, his beard was so long, his face full of wisdom, his advice never wrong. His fist clenched with Gungnir drawn up as to throw, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow. The reins of Sleipnir he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke of Muspelheim around his head like a wreath. He had a kind face and a hearty honest laugh that shook the earth from eons long past. He was tall and lean, father of the Aesir, and I smiled when I saw him. He beckoned me to draw near. With a wink of his one eye and a twist of his head, soon gave me to know I had
nothing to dread.
And the stockings he found, the straw for Sleipnir, left by the children at the end of every year. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled stockings with coal, then turned with a jerk. And laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, he shared wisdom he had known. He sprang to his feet, to Sleipnir he then strode, and away they flew from our sod-roofed abode. But I heard him exclaim, ere he had flown into the night, "Good Yule to all, and to all a good midwinter's night."
Right on. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Whose cape is it? What you doing, Tuck? Tuck. Hey, buddy. My wheelchair is his fort. It's his fortress. It's his cat house. He's out underneath where it's safe. He grew up avoiding the spokes. Good boy. Hey, Tuck. Hey, Tuck. He's too cool to run. Hey, Stinker. So we'll see if we get Uncle Guthorm to attack Sel Rigmade, or if he'll get there and chicken out and turn around. he might have the troops to do it. Bloody. Stuff that I put in the markets. So this stuff will show up now. These helmets wouldn't show up in the markets before, now they will. Noble dresses show up. I don't think we need any gloves. I don't think we need anything. Nah. I think we're good. That's a good Frizzy and Gambus. Gambus have been out for 4,000. We're getting low on dough. We got 12,000 coins. Nope, nothing. I don't need those spheres. Get rid of them. Took the tar, we're good. I gotta repair our ship, I thought so. Rock and roll. Shit. The apple of our eye wants our attentions. So we'll entertain her request. Rock and roll, let's get some troops. Get these freaking bandits out of here. We'll get 300 for that iron. We're probably gonna have to get rid of some of these guys. No, we're not. Good deal. We got 150. We can take 155 on our ships. We're set. Those young warriors will take care of those brigands. Those young warriors are good guys. Now we gotta catch up with Uncle Gutorm. Wonder where he went. I wonder if he continued or if he chickened out. Let's find out. Chickened out. I'm gonna go raiding. Yep, go to Ireland, go raiding. We need a home of our own. We need a fortress of our own. Come on, Gluthorn, what you doing, buddy? All right, let's go, go, go. We lost almost 1,000. Another feast. We're all gonna get fat before we have a fight. Sitting on our hands. Ronvold's building up his army. He's got another 50 troops. Rock and roll, Ronvold. Cattle. Shit. I didn't get to learn that poetry, damn it. Probably get a quest from her to go and get her some amber, some cheese, some bread, some wine. Yeah, we don't have full approval of her brother yet. We have to get a better than, I'd like to get a better than 40 relationship with her brother and then ask his permission. We have to get him out of Rogaland and attacking Scotland. Alba. All of them. We have a lot of lords in Norway. We do attack Alba. That's what we were doing. I don't have any poetry yet. She doesn't need anything. Yeah, he's going home. He needs to eat more spinach. More spinach, Ronvald. More spinach. Let's go strike a decisive blow with our 100 troops. Oh, cool. It must be because we have enough buddy points with Ronvald as opposed to having 30 points with the Reeve in the Fortress. I mean relationship points. Usually you have to have 30 relationship points with the Fortress through the Reeve, but in this case we didn't. We probably have 20 or better relationship points with Ronvald, with the Lord of the Manor. So let's scoot. I should have taken my ships. But we get a chance to attack some banditos. See if the Marsh is going to call us to war. It's going to break the bank. Need to go make some money. Too many capital letters. It's too bad. I can see it better if it's in caps. It's silly. Vamos. Did they win? They won. Congratulations, Argentina. Shit, I don't know, fight him at night. Look at, he just goes right past him. The army's not doing shit, and I'm gonna have to go raiding on my own. They didn't join us. The other lords. No more banditos. Right. Score. Yeah, we could use that stuff. Can use those arrows for Brunhild. Junk. Complete drunkard. Absolute complete drunkard. Hey man, rest well. Rest well. Lord Ulrich, be safe. We have to wait. We've got about 5,000 left. So we'll have to wait. Make sure there's no bandits infesting our village. Never make it across the water. Eventually we will. Let's hope there's a ransom broker in the pub. Right. 16,000. 16,000 for prisoners. Books. I don't think I have any. Yeah, we can't spend all of our dough on books. Not today. We gotta hang on to that dough. Oh, no way. Bummer. Too much, too fast. Took a poop. Jump back in. Trying to save, and I was trying to engage the king at the same time. Too much, too fast. We'll just have to go to the market over again. Hey, Tuck. Hey, Tucker. Tucker. Hey, buddy. Buddy. Snoozing. I'm gonna take a nap. Talk, did you have some treats? Did ya? Snoozing. Yeah, we haven't even sold this stuff yet. See how he does. $16,000 again. to get that sword balanced. What a mess. We need to make some money. Need to get rid of one more. My eyes are giving me hell. Let's find the marshal. Where's Waldo? What's he doing up there? It's in Setterby? Oh. Maybe that's one of his fiefs. The eyes get so dry so quick. Much better. My right eye's been giving me grief. My eyes have been giving me grief for the past month. Let's see if we can find the marshal. There he is. I should go right by these bandits. What's up with that? The bandits probably don't have a negative with the lords. I'll have to change that so these guys have a negative. No way. Won't go. We have to go on the attack or we're going to be at peace. Can't have that. What a mess. We didn't make sacrifices to Ran, so we have no wind. We sink to the bottom of the ocean. Come on, brother, attack Cell Rigmanade. We need that poor city. Is he gonna do it? Probably not. Should attack this ship. Make enemies with Mumain, so we can ally with the Kingdom of Dublin. He'll stop, take a coffee break, change his mind. It's like a proper Viking. 3 months later, we found Washington, D.C. He's already bailing. Shake him down. You're going to the slammer, son. You're going to the slammer. The slammer's under the pooper. That means you're in deep poop. His ransom will feed us for a week. Somebody's feet. They brought me someone's feet. Fuck. Dude, where's he going? Fuck. Shit. Why are you bailing? Because he just came out of there with 600 troops. Yeah. Good place to have a BLT. It is. Yep. Thanks for joining me tonight, all of you. Thanks for rolling in, sharing some good vibes, and joining me for some Viking Conquest. It's almost 8:70 AD. We'll continue our adventure soon. I'm going to grab myself some grub, catch some Z's, and dream some good dreams, and count some sheep. And I'm wishing you all a safe, successful day ahead. Please keep smiling, my friends, and please be safe wherever you may roam. I'll leave you with something good.
I would have you swear to me at the welcome feast. A king's sworn man. It was an honor, even if Oddi was right, and Harkon owed this to him after the killing of the Draugr. He would give Ragnvald gold rings and a share of their plunder. And in return, Ragnvald must praise his king's name and fight for him. If he failed in his loyalty, he would be known as an oathbreaker, and no other man would trust him. I thank you, said Ragnvald. I will swear. In the tales, the monster killed the band of men and fell to a hero's blade. Ragnvald felt a stir of hope that his earlier brushes with death might have given him an advantage here. A breeze fluttered the heads of the wildflowers in the field. The small white motes closed up in the dark. The strange low light made every blade of grass on the mound stand out in sharp relief. Ragnvald touched his sword. I don't like it here, said Oddi. You don't have to be here, said Ragnvald irritably. Oddi's fear could infect him easily. He knew that, if he listened to Oddi rather than focusing on the task ahead. Oddi did not answer. Maybe I'm supposed to do this on my own, said Ragnvald. What does that mean? Oddi asked, stamping his feet. Ragnvald felt the cold as well, penetrating his leather jerkin and making his skin shudder. We wait, said Ragnvald. It will come. He could not count the time, for they had no torches with them. But it seemed like an hour had passed since midnight, perhaps two, when the wind began to rise. It lashed Ragnvald's hair around his face, carrying moisture to his lips that tasted of salt, as though it had been whipped off the sea, not come down from the sky. Ragnvald began to shiver, and could not make himself stop. Sorceresses commanded the sea, he knew. Perhaps he had been hasty to sympathize with the White's dead mother. Out of the wind and driving rain it came. A silhouette at first against the charcoal sky, it lurched over the uneven ground. With every step it stumbled, only to recover its balance just before falling. Its clumsiness made it seem more implacable, as though it would plow over and through anything that lay in its path. It had been a big man in life, broad and bearded. Now the face seemed dark, the beard matted. Far-off lightning crackled behind it. Ranvald stood staring at it for a moment before recovering enough to draw his sword. "It is real," said Oddi. Ranvald fancied he could hear Oddi's nervous swallow, even over the sound of the wind. "A Draugr." "Yes," said Ranvald, with a bravado he did not feel. "And I'm going to kill it." Ranvald advanced on the Draugr, sword in front of him. As he drew closer, he could see that it carried a knife in one hand and an axe in the other. It moved slowly, yet with a terrible purpose, as though it did not even see Ranvald and Oddi. Ranvald approached close enough that he could touch it with his sword and smell its terrible stench. It made small animal snuffling noises and had the heat of a man. It still seemed unseeing. Ranvald put his sword to the Draugr's neck. Would it do anything if he cut the throat? Or would it only continue? Its journey had not been stopped by its first death. Fear stayed Ranvald's hand. The White finally turned its head and regarded Ranvald with bloodshot eyes. It raised the arm with the knife and held it. Ranvald ducked. The blade parted the fabric of his shirt sleeve. Ranvald tried to summon from within himself the anger of battle, the single-minded focus that would banish nerves and give him the strength to kill this thing. He found only cold and fear. Fear that this was not his fight, that he should not be here, that this was folly, he was no hero out of legend. He stood and looked at it again, into unseeing eyes. The Draugr's forehead was nearly split in half by the axe blow that had killed it. Black blood stained its cheeks. It poured at its face, as if trying to wipe the marks away. Ranvald's stomach twisted when he saw the white of skull through the layers of clotted blood and leaves. He knew he should not be moving this slowly. He should fight, kill, do something. Yet he paused and looked at it more carefully as it stood there. Its skin bore the marks of a hasty washing. Someone liberally cared for this creature, and recently, the sister. With that same ponderous slowness with which it moved, it raised its axe. Ranvald could easily dodge the blow, yet fear and a strange fascination rooted him where he was until the blade whistled near him. Axe glanced up above. The White made no sound beyond its footprint. It swung arm and axe as if they were both stone, insensible to pain. A blow from its fist caught Ranvald on the shoulder, and he stumbled back. It swung again, and this time Ranvald raised his sword to block the blow. Its movement did not stop. Instead, it drove the flesh of its forearm onto the blade. Now Ranvald moved quickly, coiling in horror. The Draugr did not feel pain. It could grab him, could use him to feed its terrible hunger. But it did not grasp for it touched him. It stared down, tilting its head like a raven about to rend carrion. Ranvald paused. It might not be hungry, but it could still kill him with its terrible strength. It could not feel Ranvald's sword when it swung its arms. How could Ranvald kill it? The grass crunched behind Ranvald, Oddi coming forward to take up Ranvald's fight if he fell. He could not let Oddi die in his place. He found his feet again, but stayed in a low crouch. He clenched his sword in his hand, hard, as Olaf had warned against when he had trained him. Hold the sword too tightly, he knocked on his grasp. The grip must be gentle and strong. The White was still above him, swaying where it stood. Ranvald raised his sword and drove it up into the creature's throat. It fell just as a man, hands scrabbling at the neck. Although unlike a man, it closed its hands around the sword, cutting into its palm, sending blood showering down on Ranvald. Ranvald tried to avoid it, and the blood of a Draugr was cold fire, a curse. It sprayed everywhere. creature's mouth, the wound at its throat, its hands. Blood covered Ragnvald's face, and his hands where they were stuck with fear and shock to the hilt of his sword. The Draugr's limbs shuddered one last time, and Ragnvald scrambled out of the way so it would not fall on top of him. Ragnvald breathed heavily for a moment, his hands shaking, and then stood up. His legs could hardly hold him. He felt weak, as though he was bleeding from some great wound. He knew this sensation, though. It was when the touch of Odin, the battle madness that any warrior must pretend, retreated, leaving mere humanity behind. Ragnvald knelt close to the ground. Indeed, all his fear had drained away, leaving only weariness behind. He began the bloody work of cutting the head from the body, severing tendon and muscle. He grew tired halfway through the neck bone, so Oddi came and helped him with the last cuts. "I will tell my father of your bravery," Oddi said, a hint of awe in his voice. They feasted that night, in celebration of Ragnvald's victory. They would sail to Urjar on the morning tide. Harkon bade Ragnvald sit next to him and share his fine Frankish wine. Soon Ragnvald had toasted enough times with him so that he did not worry at Rath's glares or his own lingering sadness at the deaths of the sorceress or healer and her son. The Skald who travelled with Harkon sat down by Ragnvald's side to hear him tell the tale again, so he could make it over into poetry. Ragnvald told it as best he could, with his head swimming from exhaustion and drink. He kept to himself what Alfred had told him, that perhaps a spell held the young man in life, but he was no Draugr, just a man whose wits had been riven from him with an axe. He told of his fear instead, of the wind that rippled the grass, how the Draugr came, how it felt no pain, how its breath stank, how its blood burned. The Skald seemed well satisfied. When he found his bed, he dreamed that he slew the creature again, and it spoke to him, words that Ragnvald could not recall on waking. He lay on his bench, looking up at the earthen ceiling, and wondered if Odin collected those slain as the Draugr was, doubly slain in battle. Perhaps that was a riddle the hanged god would like.
The prophecy of the oracle. I know a tale, O sons of earth. I speak it as I must, of how 9 trees gave life to worlds that giants held in trust. That was the first age, Ymir's time. There was no land or sea, just void between 2 darknesses, no stars by which to see. Till Buri's sons brought order from out of chaos, light from darkness, life from death, and shining day from night. The Aesir came. On Ida's plain, the new gods built their kingdom. Here they raised their citadel, their courts, their seats of wisdom. Gold they had in quantity, from the folk in world below. They shaped the fates of mortal men, and sealed their own, so long ago. From the alder and the ash, they fashioned the first folk from wood. One gave spirit, one gave speech, one gave fire in the blood. I know a mighty ash that stands. Its name is Yggdrasil. It stands eternal, evergreen, growing over wisdom's well. I speak now of the sorceress, Gulveig Heid, thrice burned, thrice born, seeress, mistress of the fire, vengeful, bloated with desire. I speak of war, as now I must, of war against the Aesir. The Vanir, Gulveig's kindred, cry vengeance for their sister. Odin flings his spear. Now war is fast unleashed upon us. Asgard's walls are broken down, the firefolk victorious. The Aesir meet in council, but oaths are to be broken. The sorceress has done her work. The oracle has spoken. But I see more. There, Heimdall's horn lies underneath the sacred tree. In Mimir's well, All-Father's eye was forfeit. Will you hear me? I see your fate, O sons of Earth. I hear the battle calling. Odin's folk prepare to ride against the shadows falling. I see a branch of mistletoe wielded by a blind man. This, the poison dart that slays Asgord's most beloved son. I speak as I must. The funeral pyre sends smoke into the fading sky. Frigg weeps bitter tears. Too late. The sun sits silent at Hale's side. I see one bound beneath the court, under the cauldron of rivers. The wretch looks like Loki. His wife alone stands by him as he suffers. I speak as I must. 3 rivers converge upon the gods in their domain. A river of knives from the east, from the north and south, twin rivers of ice and flame. I see a hall on the shores of death, a crawl with snakes and serpents, netherworld in which the damned await the time of judgment. In Ironwood, the witch awakes. The Fenris wolf will have his day, his brothers howling at the skies. The sun and moon will be their prey. Night will fall upon the worlds. Evil winds will howl and blow. A void between 2 darknesses. What more would All-Father know? Now crows the golden cockerel to call the Aesir to the foe. And in the silent hall of Hale, a soot-red rooster loudly crows. The wolf at Hale's gate howls. The chain is broken. Loki's son runs free. Ragnarök is come at last. Chaos rides to victory. Now comes the time of axe and sword. Brother shall kill brother. Now comes the time of wolves. The son will soon supplant the father. Yggdrasil, the world ash, quakes where it stands. The watchman sounds his horn. In Asgard, Odin speaks with Mimir's head. The wolf at Hale's gate howls again. Loki's second son breaks free. The world tree falls. The serpent writhes, lashing the waves in fury. Now comes a fire ship from the east, with Loki standing at the helm. The dead arise, the damned are unleashed. Fear and chaos ride with them. Now comes the final reckoning. Now come the folk of Netherworld. Now comes the dragon of darkness, Death, casting his shadow wing over the worlds. How goes it with the firefolk? And with the gods, how goes it now? The day of Ragnarök is here. I speak as I must. Will you hear more? Flames from the south, ice from the north. The sun falls screaming from the sky. The road to Hale is open wide. Mountains gape and witches fly. Now Odin comes to face the foe. Against the Fenris wolf he stands. He fights, he falls. Need I say more? Thor will avenge the old man. Now the snake that binds the world strikes in rage at wrathful Thor. Thunderer wins the battle, but falls to the monster's raging maw. Once more the wolf at Hale's gate greets Asgard's heroes one by one. Battle rages, worlds collide, stars fall. Once more, death has won. I see a new world rising, green only from the ocean. Mountains rise, bright torrents flow, eagles hunt for salmon. On what was once the battlefield, the new age dawns. Its children find the golden gaming halls of bright Asgard before them. New ruins will come to Odin's lands. New harvests will be gathered. The fallen will come home. The child will liberate the father. I see Asgard built anew, gleaming over Ida's plain. I have of smoke. Now I sleep till the world's tides turn again. You have been listening to The Gospel of Loki by Joanne M. Harris, read by Alan Cordino.